Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today, we will embark on a transformative journey that promises to not only change the way you see the world, but also how you position yourself within it. In an increasingly complex and fast paced world, the search for meaning and purpose has become an essential compass for many. We feel the need to find something that motivates us to get out of bed every day, something that gives meaning to our actions and connects us to something greater. This quest is often permeated by internal challenges, limiting thoughts, fears, anxieties, and ingrained beliefs that prevent us from living fully. It is in this context that two philosophies, seemingly different but deeply complementary, emerge as beacons of clarity and direction: Byron Katie's The Work and the ancient Japanese philosophy of Ikigai. Have you ever found yourself trapped in a cycle of negative thoughts, questioning your abilities, or worrying excessively about the future? Or perhaps you feel adrift without a clear purpose, just reacting to life's events. If the answer is yes, this video is for you. The work by Byron Katie is not just a technique, it is an active meditation, a process of radical self inquiry that invites us to question the truthfulness of our stressful thoughts. Katie, a woman who found enlightenment after years of deep depression, developed a simple yet revolutionary method consisting of 4 questions and an inversion, capable of dismantling the beliefs that cause us suffering. It is a powerful tool to achieve mental freedom, inner peace, and a clarity that allows us to see reality as it is, not as our distorted thoughts portray it. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, Japanese culture gifts us with the concept of Ikigai, freely translated as the reason for being or the reason you get up in the morning. Ikigai is the intersection of 4 fundamental elements: what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you are good at. It is the pursuit of a harmonious balance between passion, mission, vocation, and profession, resulting in a life with deep meaning and satisfaction. It is not a destination to be reached, but a continuous journey of self discovery and alignment. At first glance, the work and Ikigai may seem like separate approaches, one focused on deconstructing thoughts and the other on building purpose. However, their synergy is remarkable and profoundly impactful. The mental clarity and freedom that the work provides are the fertile ground where Ikigai can flourish. By questioning and releasing the thoughts that limit us, fears of not being good enough, beliefs that we don't deserve success, or the anxiety of not finding our purpose, we create space for our true Ikigai to reveal itself. The work removes the weeds from the garden of the mind, allowing the seeds of purpose and passion to germinate and grow. In this video, we will delve deeply into each of these philosophies, exploring their foundations, tools, and most importantly, how they can be applied in your daily life. You will learn to use Byron Katie's 4 questions to disarm your stressful thoughts and discover how to map your own Ikigai, revealing your unique reason for being. Additionally, we will share practical exercises you can do immediately and inspiring stories of people who transformed their lives by integrating these powerful concepts. Our goal is that by the end of this video, you will not only have an in-depth understanding, but also a practical guide to start your own journey toward a more conscious, meaningful, and fulfilling life. Get ready to question, discover, and above all, live with more freedom and purpose. Let's get started. To understand the depth and effectiveness of the work by Byron Katie, it is essential to delve into its core concept: the idea that our thoughts, not external circumstances, are the true source of our suffering. It seems like a simple, almost obvious statement, but most of us live as if the opposite were true. We believe we are unhappy because of a demanding boss, a complicated relationship, lack of money, or any other situation we perceive as unfavorable. However, Katie invites us to a radical shift in perspective. Suffering does not reside in the events themselves, but in our interpretation and the stories we tell ourselves about those events. Think for a moment, two people can go through the same experience, such as losing a job, and react in completely different ways. One may fall into despair, feel like a victim, and believe that their life is over. The other may see the situation as an opportunity for a new beginning, a learning experience, and feel motivated to seek something better. The difference is not in the event itself, but in the thoughts each one has about the event. It is the mind that assigns meaning, judges, and creates the narratives that imprison or liberate us. Byron Katie, on her own journey, discovered this truth viscerally. After years of severe depression, she had an epiphany that freed her from suffering. She realized that when she believed her thoughts, she suffered, but when she didn't believe them, she didn't suffer. This simple but profound observation led her to develop the work as a method for anyone to investigate and dismantle the thoughts that cause pain. An unquestioned mind is therefore the source of all our stress and unhappiness. We live in a constant flow of thoughts, many of which are deeply rooted beliefs that we never stop to examine. We accept these thoughts as absolute truths without questioning their validity. I'm not good enough. Nobody loves me. I'll never succeed. Life is hard. These are just some of the countless beliefs that can operate in the background of our mind, shaping our reality and limiting our potential. When we blindly believe these thoughts, they become self fulfilling prophecies, creating a vicious cycle of suffering. The importance of questioning limiting beliefs lies precisely in the ability to break this cycle. Instead of accepting our thoughts as unquestionable facts, the work offers us a methodology to investigate them, to put them under the microscope of truth. It is an invitation to become detectives of our own mind in order to discern what is real from what is just a story we are telling ourselves. This questioning process is not about trying to change your thoughts or forcing yourself to think positively. It is about discovering the truth for yourself, about seeing that many of the thoughts that cause us pain are simply not true, or at least not the absolute truth we believe they are. When questioning these beliefs, we begin to dismantle the mental structures that keep us trapped. It's like untangling knots in a rope. As each knot is loosened, the rope becomes more free and flexible. Similarly, as each stressful thought is examined and released, our mind becomes clearer, lighter, and more capable of perceiving new possibilities. This mental clarity is the first crucial step toward a life of greater peace, freedom, and, as we will see, the discovery and living of our Ikigai. The heart of the work lies in four simple yet incredibly powerful questions that allow us to investigate any stressful thought. Katie suggests that instead of trying to suppress or change a thought, we embrace it and put it under the light of inquiry. To begin, you need to identify a specific thought that is causing you suffering. It could be about another person, yourself, the past, the present, or the future. Once you have this thought in mind, apply the four questions. Question one, is it true? This is the first and most direct question. When you think of this stressful thought, for example, my boss doesn't value me or I am a failure, ask yourself, is this true? The answer here should be a simple yes or no. There is no room for justification, stories, or elaborations, just the raw and honest truth. Often our minds are so accustomed to accepting these thoughts as facts that the mere act of questioning them can cause a small but significant shake to our perception. It is an invitation to exit the autopilot mode and start observing reality without the filter of our beliefs. Application example: stressful thought, he should love me more. Answer to question one: is this true? No. Maybe he loves me in his own way, or I have an unrealistic expectation of what love is. Question two: can you know with absolute certainty that this is true? This question deepens the investigation. Even if your answer to the first question was yes, now you are invited to go further. Can you know with absolute certainty that this thought is 100% true, without a shadow of a doubt, throughout the entire universe, for all people at all times? This question forces us to confront the subjective nature of our perceptions. Often, what we consider truth is merely our interpretation of facts, colored by our experiences, fears, and desires. The reality is that we can rarely be absolutely certain about anything, especially when it comes to thoughts about what others should do, feel, or be, or about the future. This question helps us recognize the difference between objective reality and our personal story about reality. Example of application: stressful thought, he should love me more. Answer to question 2. Can you know with absolute certainty that this is true? No. How could I know what he should feel or do? I am not in his mind, and love is complex and subjective. Question 3. How do you react? What happens when you believe this thought? This is a crucial question that invites us to observe the consequences of believing in a stressful thought. When you believe that my boss doesn't value me, how do you feel? What do you do? How does this affect your relationships, your work, your health, your peace of mind? This question helps us connect the thought directly with the suffering it causes. It is an invitation for honest self observation to notice the emotional, physical, and behavioral impact of our unexamined beliefs. You may notice anger, sadness, anxiety, isolation, procrastination, or even health problems. By clearly seeing the cost of believing this thought, you begin to create a healthy distance from it. You realize that suffering does not come from the external event, but from your attachment to the thought about the event. Application example: stressful thought, he should love me more. Answer to question 3. How do you react? What happens when you believe this thought? I feel sad, needy, angry at him. I criticize him, distance myself, feel resentful. This affects our communication, our intimacy. I feel lonely and misunderstood. My energy decreases and I become less productive in other areas of my life. I spend a lot of time thinking about this and feel emotionally exhausted. Question 4. Visualize and understand Ikigai more clearly. It is common to use a Venn diagram representing the intersection of 4 major areas of life. Each of these areas is a fundamental pillar that, when combined, reveals your Ikigai. Let's explore each of them. 1. What do you love? What is your passion? This pillar refers to your passions, your deepest interests, the activities you would do, even if you were not paid for them. It is what energizes you, makes you lose track of time, brings you joy and intrinsic satisfaction. Think about your hobbies, the subjects you love to study, the causes that move you, the people you enjoy spending time with. Don't limit yourself to the obvious. Explore what truly ignites your soul. It can be something as simple as reading, cooking, walking in nature, or something more complex like learning a new language, painting, or programming. Passion is the fuel that drives the pursuit of your Ikigai. Questions for reflection. What do I love to do? What brings me joy and satisfaction? What are my hobbies and interests? What would I do even if I weren't paid for it? What topics fascinate me and that I love to learn about? 2. What does the world need? What is your mission? This pillar goes beyond your personal universe and connects with the needs of the world around you. What do you see that needs to be improved? What problems would you like to solve? What kind of impact do you want to have on people's lives or on the planet? It could be something in your local community, in your profession, or on a global scale. The mission is your desire to contribute, to make a difference, to leave a positive legacy. It's not about being a hero, but about finding a way to use your talents and passions to serve something greater than yourself. Reflection questions. What problems do I see in the world that I would like to help solve? What kind of impact do I want to have on people's lives or on the planet? What are the social or environmental causes that matter to me? How can my talents and passions be used to serve others? 3. What can you be paid for? This pillar addresses the financial aspect and sustainability. What skills or services are people willing to pay for? What can you offer to the job market that is valued? It is important that your Ikigai is something that can, in some way, sustain your life, whether directly through a job, your own business, or indirectly through opportunities that arise from your passions and skills. This pillar does not mean that you need to love every aspect of your work, but that it should be a source of sustenance that does not compromise your well being and purpose. Questions for reflection. What are my skills and knowledge that are valued in the market? What would people pay me for? What are the career or business opportunities that align with my interest? How can I turn my passions into a source of income? 4, what are you good at? What is your vocation? This pillar refers to your talents, skills, and competencies. What do you do well, naturally, or through a lot of study and practice? What are your strengths? It can be something technical like programming or playing an instrument, or something more interpersonal like communicating well, leading teams, or having empathy. Recognizing your abilities is essential to understanding where you can stand out and add value. Often, what we do well is something that feels so natural to us that we don't even see it as a talent, but to others it may be extraordinary. Reflection questions. What am I truly good at? What are my natural skills and talents? What do people ask me for help with? In which areas do I feel competent and confident? By exploring the intersection of these 4 pillars, you begin to map your own Ikigai. The area where what you love and what you are good at meet is your passion. The intersection between what you love and what the world needs is your mission. The point where what the world needs and what you can be paid for meet is your vocation. And the area where what you can be paid for and what you are good at intersect is your profession. Ikigai, the sweet spot, is the intersection of all 4. It is where you find purpose, joy, and sustainability all in one place. It is an invitation to a full and meaningful life. Finding your Ikigai is not like finding a lost object. It's not something you discover suddenly and it's done. It is, in fact, a continuous journey of self discovery, reflection, and experimentation. It is a dynamic process that evolves as you grow, learn, and your circumstances change. There is no magic formula or single test that reveals your Ikigai instantly. Instead, it is an invitation to become an explorer of yourself and the world around you. For many, the search for Ikigai begins with introspection. It requires dedicating time to reflect on your past experiences, your moments of greatest joy and satisfaction, your challenges and lessons learned. Ask yourself, when did I feel most alive? When did I lose track of time doing something? What made me feel useful and fulfilled? These questions can start to reveal patterns and clues about your true interests and talents. In addition to introspection, experimentation plays a crucial role. Don't expect your Ikigai to appear magically. Often it reveals itself through action. Try new hobbies, volunteer for causes that interest you, talk to people from different fields, learn new skills. Each new experience is an opportunity to gather data about what energizes you and what drains you, what makes you feel aligned, and what seems forced. Don't be afraid to fail or change direction. Each attempt is another step on your journey. It is important to remember that Ikigai doesn't have to be something grand or world changing. For some, it may be a passion for gardening that connects them with nature and brings them peace. For others, it may be the ability to listen and advise friends, fulfilling a need for connection. Ikigai can be found in everyday activities, in relationships, in the way you approach your work, or in your commitment to continuous learning. The beauty of Ikigai lies in its individuality. It is unique to each person. Finally, patience and persistence are essential virtues on this journey. Modern society often pressures us to find our purpose quickly, but Ikigai unfolds in its own time. There will be moments of clarity and moments of doubt. The important thing is to keep investigating, reflecting, and experimenting, trusting that by staying open and curious, your Ikigai will reveal itself organically. It is a process of refinement where each experience and each reflection contribute to the final shape of your life purpose. To help you start your journey of discovering Ikigai, we propose a practical exercise based on the Venn diagram. This exercise will guide you through the four pillars, allowing you to visualize the intersections and begin to identify your own Ikigai. You will need paper and a pen, or you can use drawing software to create your own diagram. Draw four large overlapping circles, like the Venn diagram of Ikigai. Label each circle with one of the four pillars. Circle 1, what do you love? Circle 2, what does the world need? Circle 3, what can you be paid for? Circle 4, what are you good at? For each circle, list as many items as you can, answering the questions we asked earlier. Do not censor, just write down everything that comes to mind. Be as specific as possible. For example, instead of art, write painting, landscape, watercolors. The point where all four circles overlap is your Ikigai. What activities or concepts appear on all four lists? It could be one thing or a combination of elements. Don't worry if it's not immediately obvious. This is a process of discovery. Just as we did with the work, I encourage you to pick up your notebook again and draw the Ikigai Venn diagram. Take some time to honestly and non-judgmentally fill in each of the four circles. Think about your life experiences, your dreams, your skills, and what you observe in the world. Then start to identify the overlaps. Where do your passions meet your skills? Where do the world's needs align with what you can offer professionally? And finally, what emerges at the center of all this? This exercise is a powerful tool to bring clarity and direction to your pursuit of purpose. Remember, Ikigai is a journey, not a destination. Each reflection and each action brings you closer to your reason for being. With an understanding of the work and Ikigai, we are ready to explore the synergy between these two philosophies. How can the mental clarity provided by Byron Katie pave the way for discovering and living your Ikigai? That is what we will see next, where theory meets practice and success stories inspire the crucial point of our journey, how the work by Byron Katie and the Ikigai philosophy intertwine and mutually enhance each other. We have seen that the work is a powerful tool for dismantling stressful thoughts and limiting beliefs, while Ikigai is the pursuit of our reason for being, the intersection of passion, mission, vocation, and profession. The connection is profound and transformative. The work removes the internal obstacles that prevent us from fully living our Ikigai. The journey to find and live your Ikigai is often paved with internal challenges. It is not just about identifying what you love or what you are good at, but about overcoming the mental barriers that prevent you from following this path. Limiting beliefs, fears, and self sabotage are the main enemies of Ikigai. This is where the work becomes an indispensable ally. Consider the following limiting beliefs that may arise in the pursuit of Ikigai. I'm not good enough to turn my passion into a profession. This thought can paralyze any initiative. By applying the work, you would question, is this true? Can I know for sure that it's true? How do I react when I believe this? Who would I be without this thought? You may find that this belief is just an old story, unfounded in reality, and that without it, you would feel free to learn, experiment, and grow. The work acts as a mental disinfectant, clearing the lenses through which we see the world and ourselves. By questioning and releasing these stressful thoughts, you release the fear of failure. The fear of not succeeding, of not being good enough, is often based on stories we tell ourselves. The work helps us see that failure is just an interpretation, and without that interpretation, we can act with more courage. Overcome procrastination. We often procrastinate because we believe thoughts like, I can't do this or it's too hard. By questioning these thoughts, action becomes lighter and more accessible. Increase self confidence. When you realize that many of your self critical thoughts are not true, your self confidence naturally grows. You begin to trust your own wisdom and intuition. Opens up to new possibilities. By releasing old beliefs, you create space for new ideas, new perspectives, and new opportunities that were previously obscured by your limiting thinking. Essentially, The work doesn't tell you what your Ikigai is, but it helps you remove the internal barriers that prevent you from discovering and living it. It's like clearing a path full of stones and thorns so you can walk freely toward your purpose. The mental clarity that arises from the work allows you to listen to your intuition, follow your passions, and contribute to the world in a more authentic and aligned way. What the world needs is very large. I cannot make a difference. This thought can lead to apathy and inaction. The work would help you see that your contribution, no matter how small it seems, is valuable, and that the belief that you cannot make a difference is what truly prevents you from acting. It is selfish to pursue what makes me happy. I should sacrifice myself for others. This belief, often culturally ingrained, can prevent you from exploring your passions and talents. By questioning it, you may realize that your happiness and fulfillment are not selfish, but can be a source of inspiration and contribution to the world. I will never find my purpose. It's something for special people. The anxiety of not finding Ikigai can be stressful in itself. The work would help you see that the search is the purpose, and that the belief that you will never find it is what keeps you stuck in inaction. To illustrate the power of this synergy, we will share some inspiring stories of people who used the work to overcome blocks and find their Ikigai. Although names and specific details may be changed to protect privacy, the essence of the transformations is real and serves as a testament to the potential of these philosophies. Maria, a 45-year-old woman, always dreamed of being an artist. Since childhood, she loved to paint, but grew up hearing from her family that art doesn't make money and that she should pursue a secure career. She became an accountant, a profession that provided her financial stability but little joy. She felt empty and frustrated, but the thought, I can't be an artist, I need financial security, kept her trapped. Upon discovering the work, Maria decided to investigate this thought. She realized that the belief that art doesn't make money was not an absolute truth, but a story she had bought into. She questioned, can I know for sure that this is true? And the honest answer was no. She saw how this belief made her feel depressed and drained of energy. Without this thought, she saw herself as a person free to explore her creativity. The turnaround was revealing. I can be an artist and have financial security. She started painting in her spare time, exhibiting her work in small local galleries, and selling some pieces online. Gradually, the dormant passion resurfaced strongly. She didn't quit accounting immediately, but began planning her transition. Today, Maria is a full-time artist, living off her art and feeling completely fulfilled. Her Ikigai was revealed at the intersection of her passion, painting, her vocation, artistic talent, what the world needs, beauty and expression, and what she can be paid for, selling artwork. The work was the key that unlocked the door to her true vocation. João, a 50-year-old university professor, loved his profession but felt exhausted and demotivated. He believed that today's students don't care about learning and that his work no longer made a difference. These thoughts made him cynical and discouraged, affecting his health and relationships. By applying the work to these thoughts, João realized that although there were challenges with the students, the belief that no student cares was a generalization that prevented him from seeing the students who were truly dedicated. He saw how this belief made him a less engaged and less inspiring teacher. Without this thought, he saw himself as a passionate mentor capable of inspiring even a small group of students. The turnaround, I care about learning and my work makes a difference, led him to seek new teaching approaches, connect more individually with students, and focus on small successes. He began to see the positive impact he had on some students' lives, and this reignited his passion. His ikigai, which seemed to have faded, was rediscovered in his ability to inspire and guide young minds, even in the face of challenges. The work helped him clear his perception lens, allowing him to see purpose in his work again. Anna, A young entrepreneur had a brilliant idea for a social business that would help women in vulnerable situations. However, she was constantly self sabotaging, delaying important tasks, and doubting her abilities. The thought, I am not capable of leading such a large project, haunted her. With the work, Anna investigated this belief. She realized there was no concrete evidence that she was incapable. It was just an internalized fear. She saw how this belief prevented her from taking action and seeking the support she needed. Without this thought, she saw herself as a strong and compassionate leader, capable of learning and growing from challenges. The turnaround, I am capable of leading such a large project, and I am capable of seeking help when needed, empowered her. She began to delegate tasks, seek mentorship, and trust in her abilities. Anna's social business flourished, positively impacting the lives of hundreds of women. Her ikigai manifested at the intersection of her passion for social justice, her ability to lead and innovate, the world's need for support for vulnerable women, and her capacity to create a sustainable business model. The work was essential in removing the internal barriers that prevented her from living her purpose and making a difference. These stories demonstrate that the work is not just about solving personal problems, but about unlocking the potential to live a life more aligned with your true purpose. By dismantling the beliefs that limit us, we create space for our ikigai to reveal itself and manifest in concrete actions. Now, let's integrate what we've learned about the work and Ikigai into a practical exercise that will help you remove a specific mental obstacle on your purpose journey. This exercise is particularly useful when you feel stuck or unmotivated regarding your Ikigai goals. Step by step. 1. Identify a stressful thought related to your Ikigai. Think of a specific thought that is preventing you from progressing or experiencing your Ikigai. It could be a fear, a doubt, a limiting belief about your abilities, about time, about money, or about what others will think. Write it clearly and concisely. 2. Apply the 4 questions of the work. With the thought in mind, honestly answer Byron Katie's 4 questions. Remember to be brief and direct in answers 1 and 2, and detailed in answers 3 and 4. Question 1, is it true? Question 2, can you know with absolute certainty that this is true? Question 3, how do you react? What happens when you believe this thought? Describe the emotions, behaviors, how it affects your energy, your motivation for Ikigai. Question 4, who would you be without this thought? Imagine yourself without this thought. How would you feel about your Ikigai? What would you do differently? 3. Do the turnaround, the reversal. Reverse the original thought for yourself. Find at least 3 real and specific examples of how this reversal is true in your life. This is the most powerful reversal for self-discovery and responsibility. 4. Reflect on the impact on your Ikigai. After completing the exercise, take a moment to reflect. How does releasing this stressful thought impact your journey toward Ikigai? What new actions or possibilities open up for you now that this mental obstacle has been questioned? This exercise is an invitation for you to apply the tools of the work directly to the challenges that arise in your pursuit of purpose. Choose a thought that is causing you stress regarding your Ikigai. It could be about your ability, about time, about resources, or whatever it may be. Follow the steps, answering the questions honestly and finding examples for the turnaround. Notice the clarity and freedom that emerge when you question the truthfulness of these thoughts. By releasing these internal obstacles, you pave the way for your Ikigai to manifest more fully and authentically. This is an ongoing process, and each time you practice it, you become more aligned with your true reason for being. By integrating the work into your Ikigai journey, you not only identify your purpose, but also remove the mental barriers that prevent you from living it. It is a powerful combination that leads to a life of greater clarity, freedom, and meaning. In our conclusion, we will recap the key points and invite you to continue practicing these transformative philosophies. We have reached the end of our deep exploration of 2 philosophies that, although born in different cultures and contexts, converge toward the same goal, guiding us toward a life of greater clarity, freedom, and purpose. We journeyed through The Work by Byron Katie, a revolutionary methodology that invites us to question the truth of our stressful thoughts, dismantling the illusions that imprison us and prevent us from seeing reality as it is. We learned the four fundamental questions. Is it true? Can you absolutely know that it's true? How do you react when you believe that thought? And who would you be without that thought? And the powerful turnaround tool, which allows us to invert our judgments and discover new perspectives. Simultaneously, we delve into the ancient wisdom of Ikigai, the Japanese philosophy that teaches us to find our reason for being, the harmonious intersection between what we love, what the world needs, what we can be paid for, and what we are good at. We saw that Ikigai is not a fixed destination, but a continuous journey of self discovery and alignment, an invitation to live intentionally and find joy in the small things, contributing uniquely to the world around us. The synergy between the work and Ikigai is undeniable and profoundly transformative. The work acts as a powerful remover of internal obstacles, clearing the mental ground for Ikigai to flourish. By questioning and releasing limiting beliefs such as I'm not good enough, it's too difficult, or I'll never find my purpose, we open space for the courage, creativity, and clarity needed to pursue and live our true reason for being. The success stories we share are living testimonies of how this combination can lead to deep and meaningful changes, enabling individuals to overcome fears, self sabotage, and demotivation to embrace a more authentic life aligned with their deepest values. The practical exercises we proposed, both for the work and for Ikigai, and the integration of both, are invitations for you not to be just a spectator, but an active participant in your own transformation. True change does not happen simply by hearing or reading about these concepts, but by applying them consistently in your daily life. Each stressful thought,